Ain't seen you in a while. I like this. I like this camera because it shows me what y'all see. I don't know why my eyes is blurry as hell today, but yeah, it is. And my great aunt passed away, and I'm kind of. I don't know how to deal with death. I don't know if it's just because I'm an Aquarius and I don't know how to deal with emotions in general, but I only had one person pass away like that I knew, and that was my other aunt. Well, my aunt and then my great aunt today. And I don't know how to feel because I'm a spiritual person. I believe, oh dang, hey, one person already. Um, I believe that, everything happens for a reason and that there is life after death. I also believe in, reincarnation. I believe in like God. I believe in like the universe, being in charge of everything. I believe in that for real. But just the idea that a person that you love and that you knew not being in your life or in the world the way that they was just in the world, like it's just something so surreal about that it's just like I don't know how to deal with that. I don't know how to face the emotions of that, and like I want to cry, but at the same time I want to be like, they're not in pain no more, they're not suffering no more, like nothing bad happening to them, against them, none of that kind of stuff. But it's just like a lot of mixed emotions. Yeah, my hair look a hot mess. Hold on, this camera flipped out, tripped out. Hold on. Oh, okay, it's this side. Why it look like that? Oh my god. But anyway, pause. Anyway, okay. So I want to talk about manifestation because it's important to understand what manifestation is, and to get the real deal about it, because a lot of things like on TikTok and stuff is leading people down the wrong direction, because manifestation is something that you do naturally. Like, we manifested ourselves into this world, period. Our parents manifested us into this world. Like, God worked like that. We literally walking sperm. Like, manifestation is like the right energies lined up at the perfect time. That's literally what it is. It's matter, mass, time, and like all of the physics stuff that you learn about in physics. What's that called? Frequency, vibration, and energy. That's what it is. And in some type of way, whatever life you living right now, whatever your reality is right now, you manifested it like that by the things that you thought, the things that you said, the choices that you made, and stuff like that. The chances that you took or didn't take or whatever. And every day I got to keep reminding myself that, because almost every day, I find something that I want to like change, and I'm like, what, I got to change this because I don't like it like this. I got to change my life because I don't feel like I'm where I need to be, or where I want to be in life. So it's like I take the steps to change the little things first, and to adjust to the little things first for the big things to come. Like today, I just like I said, my great aunt passed away, and it's like now I'm thinking about life a little bit different. I'm like, I've been knew like that this was about to happen 2 years ago when I went through my spiritual awakening. I swear, I promise you, on myself. I'm not even gonna put it on nobody else. On myself. Like, I heard my grandma, and my grandma passed away when my mom was 13. My mom had me when she was 22. So I ain't never meet her. And my verification of, okay, your voice sounds so familiar. Your voice, like when I was growing up, like, hold on, let me stop. Hold on. Okay. Where I was at. Okay. Her voice sounds so familiar, yet it didn't sound like anybody's voice that I knew in real life, but it was so familiar. So when she like your granny, your grandma, your mama's mom that died. And I'm like, okay, hold on. I thought I was going crazy. I thought I was going through a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I was going through the ringer, and it was a spiritual awakening. Turns out, like, I know what it is now. Or being saved, as a Christian would say. It was me being saved, or whatever, however you believe it, or whatever. It's the same energy. So, back then, in 2020, I couldn't sleep for 14 days. And she was like, she told me, first off, she spoke to me clairaudient, and that's how I heard her voice. And to trust her then she told me a whole bunch of stuff. Like, it was so quick. I don't even remember what it all was. Like, these things happen so fast and so, like, personally, that it's like you can't even explain it after it didn't happen. You can't even remember it right after it didn't happen. See, look, my throat shock over here crazy. But long story kind of short. So she has shown me, like, I promise you, she showed me life. She showed me life after what I was going through. And she showed me that what I was going through wasn't pure depression. It wasn't anxiety. It wasn't any of these mental illnesses that people try to put people that's spiritually aware and more gifted in that sense, like the sixth sense. Like, it's not none of that stuff that they try to put us in a box about. So it just reminded me of something my dad said when I was telling him some stuff. I was like, I don't know. He was like, it wasn't your this grandma was this grandma, but no, it was the one over that way. Yeah, but so she told me it was something. She told me what happened. She showed me, shall I say, because she told me that she was who she was, and then she showed me the steps of whatever was going to happen or whatever. And so how I was explaining it to people when they thought I was freaking just nuts is it was 3 things. And as y'all know, death and rebirth are the same thing basically. And death come in 3. So it's death and rebirth is in a family, in a generation, that come in 3s. So she told me it was something about my great Aunt Faye. It was something about my auntie's wedding. And it was something about a baby being born. Somebody baby being born. So that was 3 things. And when it was happening, I knew exactly what it was. But by the time I came out of the trance, I couldn't remember what it was. So obviously I know my great aunt, like, she's older. So what that could be is, like, I just knew, like, okay, well, she's going to pass away. Like, mind you, I'm saying this was 2 years ago. She just passed away this morning. Okay. So, boom. I'm like, okay, so that's something. So I know that. But I don't know what it means, too. Boom. Not too long after that, some months down the line, my auntie had her wedding. I went to her wedding. It was an amazing time, an amazing day. And, after we had our amazing time, a night I would never forget, because it was my first wedding, and I love her. She's my auntie, and I love her, and I was so happy for her. We found out something that happened at the wedding, and it was like, it was scary, and it was bad, and it was like, dang, like, what's going on? So when I found that out, like, I thought that was the start of, like, the whole thing. I thought that was the start of the 3 things that my grandma told me was going to happen. But then turns out it wasn't, because nothing like that happened. And, like, she's fine. She's good. And, when I pray for my family. I really do. Ever since I was saved, ever since I had my spiritual awakening, I really pray for my family. I pray for our bloodlines to break every generational curse that's been set on us. And I pray that, we build something like how family's supposed to. But that ain't always how it happened. But I pray for it and manifest it. So, like I said, back then, that wasn't the peak of whatever it was. I'm still to this day, whatever gonna happen, we gonna find out or whatever. But just today, April 10th, 2022, this the start of whatever 3 things was that was gonna happen. And it all happened today, because it can't happen separately. So that's why I said the wedding, what happened at the wedding, and what we found out about the wedding or whatever at the wedding, after the wedding, that wasn't really it. And if you're watching this, I'm not saying nothing bad gonna happen. I don't know. Don't think that. Think positive. We manifest the positive. But anyway, now today is whatever happened today. Whatever happened today with somebody and a baby. Obviously, I just said my great aunt passed. And like I said, I believe in reincarnation. So, whoever pregnant, y'all know what's good. Y'all finna carry on that little legacy. So y'all better do right by her. But now it's something about what I said. It says something about a wedding. In my own mind, I kind of can guess what it is about that, but I ain't gonna speak nothing into existence. I'm gonna just let it be whatever it be, and whatever. But I be coming on here mostly because I be putting this on my YouTube channel. Fuck Facebook, because don't nobody on Facebook really fuck with me for real. Or at least if they do, they don't like show it or whatever, in my opinion. But if you do, that's what's up. Thank you. But it's because, like, don't nobody talk about this real shit. I'm not fake pumping nothing. Like, the world is real. We going through a food shortage right now. We can't get our shit shipped because they out in freaking Russia and Ukraine and all of that. They fighting over there. Like, they doing crazy stuff. Y'all really think we finna be over here living luxury, living normal, like ain't nothing going on? No, because no matter what y'all think and how divided everybody try to be, we are one nation under one firmament, under God, under the universe, whatever planet we on, whatever really going on. We all on one little thing. So what's going on over there affect us, whether we conscious of it or not. Like, the gas price is high. Where y'all think the gas come from? Overseas. Where y'all think our food come from? Y'all should know where our food come from because it said on the freaking thing. Most of it, anyway. And if it's already made and it's saying the U.S., but it's made, they made it, no. Think about where they ingredients come from. They don't nothing come from the U.S. for real. Like, duh. That's why, no. We don't. What do we to be honest, what do we bring to the table? Because last time I checked, almost everything in my house say made in China. Made in China. Processed in China. Processed in Brazil. Picked and, juiced in Brazil and all this kind of stuff. Like, what do the United States really do? I don't even know. I don't know. I guess it's the land of the free because people can do whatever they want to do without having to do anything. But not really, but kind of. Because we not in wars right now. Well, it's going to happen, but we not in it right now. But how this go with manifestation is, it's a lot of us, like, we trying to manifest things that's so far-fetched and so, like, not in this time frame and what go on, and y'all wonder why it's not working and why you don't see nothing happening. Is because that's not the time frame we in right now. We in a building our families to be better, building our families to be stronger, to be a union, because it's real life stuff going on. It's life and death type stuff going on. And right now is one of the best times for families to come together, for families to heal. It's a healing period. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. And all of the people that's doing some get-rich-quick schemes is going to go to freaking HE-double hockey sticks. Or at least live in the HE-double hockey sticks. Because that's another thing. People be thinking so much like, well, I'm going to die, da-da-da, anyway, da-da-da. No, your life is horrible and you be sad and depressed and all this kind of stuff because what have you done? Think about everything you've done. Think about all of the horrible stuff that you've done, that you've said, that you've thought, that you've, like, put out into the world. What have you put into the world? And I don't mean products, because like I said, it ain't materialistic, it's spiritual. You wishing bad on everybody, but you expect that you finna live good. You done set up and sabotage millions, like, not millions of people, but the whole neighborhood, and you think you finna be doing good. No, and a lot of these people is anointed, like me, period. But you can't mess with God's people, the ones that is really anointed and think you finna live a good life. That ain't how it happened. That is never how it's gonna happen. So, yeah. So don't pray on nobody downfall if you don't know what their ancestors backing up. You don't know what my ancestors backing up. They know I'm a generational curse breaker. They know I'm a detrimental piece to our family. I ain't no background character. I'm like the main character. Fuck is you talking about? And there's a few other ones too, but they need to step their game up. I ain't gonna lie. But that's why things are happening. Things are manifesting now. Boom. Now we all got to go to a funeral. And whether anybody like it or not, we family. Whether anybody know who you are or not, we family. Like somebody, I don't even know who it was, but one of her daughters had called me from her phone like a few weeks ago, maybe even a month ago. I don't even know now. Time's so crazy. And like she was kind of snobby and rude on the phone. Like, who is you? Like, basically, like she was being, in my opinion, which is the right one because it's my perception. She was being rude and snobby. Like, who is you and how do you know her? You calling her ain't, like, who child is you? Da da da. But I told her because, of course, like, she don't know. I understand the fact that we a broken family and don't nobody know that what's going on. We could be family living next door and we don't even know it because people then been so tore up off the line and stuff, then did horrible things to each other, so off the wall things to each other, and ain't nobody healed from it. Ain't nobody said sorry. Ain't nobody like really did nothing for real, like to rebuild the family line. And that's the crazy thing about it. Because if you go back in history, in some type of way, all of us family. In some type of way, a lot of us is family. But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, so now it's just like, you know, I don't know how to explain it other than how I'm explaining it, but it's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of things that's going to happen. And people have been talking about it for, like I'm saying, 2 years now. And then for a lot of things, people have been talking about it for 100 years now. Like, just because y'all don't see it happening on the outside, when people start talking about it, that don't mean it ain't going to happen. That don't mean they crazy. It don't mean it's so-called conspiracy. None of that. It means that's the warning. Like when Noah told everybody about the flood, Noah built his ark, and Noah got him and his people, the ones who was really believing and the ones who was having faith and trusting. He got him and his crew, and they went in there. And when God said close them doors, guess what Noah did? He closed them fucking doors. And guess what them other people did? They was outside still partying, doing drugs, smoking, having sex, doing all this, trying to get money, all this kind of stuff. They don't even know the whole flood finna come take their ass out. So all they doing is nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. But then when it manifests in real life and they can see, now that they can see it, they banging on the door. Oh my God, Noah, open the door. We don't want to drown. We don't want to die. Bitch, no. God told me to close the door. We gonna die too. We came here. We tried to tell your ass. We tried to tell your ass a long time ago, but what you was doing? Sneaky linking with Sarah across the fucking street. That's what you was doing. Smoking weed with Jonathan down the block too. Robbing Jeffrey's auto shop down the street too. Oh, you thought you was gonna get you thought you was getting away with it? You thought you was gonna get saved? No. So yeah, like I'm saying, like people been saying it, and at some point it should click to people when they hear the same storyline that hasn't happened yet being repeated out the same people's mouths, like naturally. I know I just referenced the Bible, but before I had the Bible, that's what made me read the Bible, because what I was saying, people was like, you know, that's in the Bible, right? I'm like, the Bible? What the fuck about the Bible? What? Went and read the Bible. What the fuck I see in Revelations? Exactly what the messages that I've been getting since my spiritual awakening. So now I'm like, damn, let me read the rest of the Bible. What's going on? Some of it still don't make sense to me, and a lot of it have made sense to me since I had my spiritual awakening. It's just depending on the time. It's divine timing, and it's discernment, and it's the gift of wisdom and knowledge and prophecy and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I haven't read I'm not. Never mind. What's another? I was finna say another example, kind of like that. Like the Noah and the ark. He tried to warn the people. They didn't listen. The people that did listen, they got on the ark. And they was in there with the door closed for however long they was in there with the door closed. And as soon as it started manifesting, it was too late. It was too late. Once y'all see the signs on the outside world, it's too late. It's too late. That's the point of having foreshadow. And that's why I don't mess with a lot of Christian people and Baptist people a lot, because that's why I've noticed it at. I'm not saying that they horrible people. I'm just saying that they don't believe the right things, in my opinion. They don't interpret the Bible the way that I know that it's supposed to be interpreted, or at least that's how I'm interpreting it. Because they talk about astrology and they talk about the occult, and they give me the energy that they would have been the same people rooting for the people to kill Jesus back in the day. That's the energy that they give me. When they start, no, astrology and horoscopes is demonic, it's evil, you don't supposed, that's not real, it's not true, da 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 da. But then they go up there and preach and listen to preaching about Jesus Jesus performing miracles and healing people with his hand and turning water into wine and walking on water and da 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 da. That's why Jesus said he is not God. He is the way to God. And he didn't mean that he is the way, meaning y'all should worship him. No, he meant he was a human like us. And just like him, we should do what he did. And that's for ourselves, to get in tune with God, ourselves, and listen to what God is telling us to do. We all have powers and gifts. I won't say powers because I think the word witchcraft and occult and powers and stuff like that, like, give it too much of a supernatural, make it like to where they want to be scared of it type stuff. That's why I think it's like the language, the English of it. Like, you can't say it like that because then they be like, no. But that, like I'm saying, they the type of people that I feel like would have killed Jesus back in the day because, oh my God, he's talking about something we can't see. He's in the occult. Da 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 da. Yeah. Yeah. They every time I'm really listening to people preach and stuff like that, they contradict themselves every week because they say something as a statement and then they preach about something that contradicts their statement. Or the other way around. So I just be like, yeah, that gift of discernment, yes, it's definitely up there with me because I don't know, I just be doing what I'm doing. I listen, and when it makes sense, it makes sense, and when it don't make sense, I don't make it make sense if it don't make sense to me because I know it's not for me if it's not making sense. And when it's for me, it'll make sense. So, yeah, so definitely I don't agree with all of the tarot readers on TikTok because a lot of them saying the same things, the messages be the same thing, and it's just general energy. Like I said, on TikTok, it's more commercializing and people capitalizing off of it, and that's why it's turning into a bad thing. These people don't really got the gift of doing it. They doing it because it's a trend right now, and that's the bad part. So now I'm just like, no, I can't. I'm not saying the practice isn't bad. It's the people getting in the practice that don't know what they're doing that's bad. They think they know what they're doing because they've researched how to read cards. They think the cards is real. It shouldn't know. The cards shouldn't be telling you what to say. You should know what to say, and then the cards should come out and make the picture for the other people that don't get it the way you getting it, so that they can have a picture to look at while you explain it. That's how it go. Not you shuffle cards and then you pick out how you want to tell a story. Of course, it's gonna make sense or it's gonna resonate with people who it can resonate with. But that's basically them doing their own reading. You saying generalized stuff, and if it stick it, if it apply, then it apply. If it don't, then let it slide. No, that's not really how it go, and that's why they don't need to be doing it on TikTok. But they doing it, whatever. We obviously gonna have a time. We gonna be in a time where the internet ain't gonna be the way we think it's supposed to be. We ain't gonna have the internet the way it is right now. And that's perfectly fine. Like, it's going to set people off to think the world is ending. But that's perfectly fine because there was a time where the internet didn't exist. Like, it existed, but it just wasn't discovered. That's why when people start talking about Mark Zuckerberg and the whole metaverse and whatever, saying he was demonic and all this kind of stuff, he putting y'all onto something that y'all ain't know about. He putting y'all onto some new creation, to some new discovery, because it's not created. It was already there. Nothing can be created or destroyed. It's just certain people got the gift and some people don't. And the people that got the gift know who fake flexing. Hold on, who fake flexing a gift that they don't have. Like a lot of these preachers, they don't really got the gift. Not preachers. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Pastors, preachers, and pastors, both of them. Both. Want to find a way. Why is he doing it? Look, I'm gonna be on my thing and it's gonna say that nothing ever happened. My tooth hurting so bad, like what the freaking heck. that just threw me off. I guess I wasn't really supposed to be speaking on what I was just speaking on because now I forgot about it. But anyway, but yeah, so manifest. Y'all should be manifesting love and light, healing. Y'all should be manifesting God taking away your burdens and your traumatized past. All of the trauma that you experienced in your past, you should be manifesting healing from it. You should be doing shadow work. You should be meditating. You should be taking a step back from what life's supposed to be. That's not really how it's supposed to be. Take a break from work. Oh my God, the narrative is so negative. Oh, nobody wants to work. So, we need to rest. We need to take a whole global reset, and people need to sit down and find their soul. That's what needs to happen, because not everybody, but a lot of people are on autopilot. Y'all trying to keep stuff running when obviously it's meant to fall. We literally in a recycled stage of this is a fall time. Learn from history and take the break before the break takes us. Like, period. That's literally what we're supposed to be doing right now. But people want to capitalize. But that's why they go to hell. That's why they gonna be living in hell, and that's why a whole bunch of bad shit gonna happen to them personally, spiritually, because that's all of this shit that they doing is horrible. All of this shit that they doing is so immoral. We souls on this planet. And we only here for a little bit of time. I said long. We ain't here for no long ass time. Somebody born in 1940 is 82 years old. We only get about 40. We only get about like, not even everybody. We don't even get an average of 100 years, because we then messed up the planet so bad over the years. Not we, I guess. Even though, like I said, I do believe in reincarnation. So, boom. And why everybody having pandemic babies or whatever, the ones that's called pandemic babies, and they talking about, oh, they like they're a little bit like over. What's it called? Like they like over like doing what they supposed to be doing at the age that they are, basically. That's because they're recycled souls. They know what's going on, and they here to help us. They here because a lot of y'all older people is not doing nothing. Y'all ain't nowhere near connected to y'all souls the way y'all supposed to be, and y'all gonna get took up off this earth in a horrible way. Or some of y'all gonna have to suffer through the rapture, which that's actually what's gonna happen, because the ones getting took off the earth before the rapture, they are the elders. They are the elders, the ones who, oh my God, that's a big old stink bug. They're the elders who learned the lessons and learned their life path. Whatever your life path is, that's why, like I was saying, numerology and astrology is very important. Knowing and in my opinion, numerology more than astrology. Numbers more than signs, but signs do matter too. Your life path number, that tell you your mission. Your destiny number tell you what you supposed to accomplish in this world. Your expression, that's your expression number too. How you express, yeah. What else? Basically your whole numerology chart. And you can, if you want to know a brief like little thing of your numerology chart, just go to 7thlifepath.com and put your little information in. It's gonna tell you all your numbers. And if you don't know what the numbers mean, I did a million videos talking about what the numbers mean, and they all on my YouTube channel, so you could go watch it. I'm a life path number 1 though, so if you find yourself as a life path number 1 like me, that means we are the authority, we are the leaders, and we got to do it first. And it's probably gonna be hard because we're doing it first, but we got to do it because we're the leaders. Anyway, I think 30 minutes talking about this is enough time. But yeah, we definitely should be manifesting peace, tranquility, protection, stability, resources, because it's finna be a shortage of resources. Remember when they was like, oh, go get you some flashlights, some candles, some batteries, hunting tools, all of this kind of stuff. Like, what if we outside? Yeah, it's like that. And people better start getting prepared, because it's going to be like that. I don't know when, what year, if it's going to be this year, if it's going to be next year, 2024. And yeah, Donald Trump, he probably is going to win 2024. And to the people that saying he know he won't, he didn't messed up, y'all said that the first time. Y'all said that the first time. And then if he do win, he the last president before the new world order. Yeah. Let me not drop the bombs of truth on people like this. Hold on, bye.